I warmly welcome everyone to my first video. Today, I'm going to share with you the 7 anime with the most beautiful art styles and animation. So, without further ado, let's check it out. Number 7. Kinos Journey, the animated series. Kinos Journey tells us the story of Kino, who's on a never-ending journey. Kino, together with her motorcycle, travel to different places and countries that have their own customs and laws. As a general rule, Kino only stays in each place for 3 days. During these 3 days, the story will show you the most beautiful places you've ever seen in your life, or perhaps even the cruelest country you've ever seen. There's always a philosophical dilemma that Kino has to solve, and these dilemmas sometimes involve some serious decisions that might put Kino's life on the line. Greenish fields in the countryside, bluish rivers and water holes, and sometimes the vast lands that reflect golden sun rays intensify the beauty of the journey. The art is great, and one of the things that almost all anime mess up is that they use CGI terribly, and the art seems inconsistent. However, in Kino's Journey, I'm happy to say the art is very consistent and beautiful. Number 6. Snow White with the Red Hair. First impression? Oh shit, this is a Japanese anime version of another Disney princess. I mean, the name itself is referencing a fairy tale, but luckily, this one was worth keeping on. The story follows Shirayuki, a cute, talented pharmacist with unusually red hair that attracts attention wherever she goes. And there's Prince Zen, who helps Shirayuki from the very beginning. He fights off the evil pursuer and provides her with a place to live. As the two grow closer and closer, passing various trials, a romance starts to bloom between them. The animation was beautiful, I really liked it. It wasn't mind-blowing, but my unprofessional judgment of art says that the setting of the story is really worth its money. The plants look good, gorgeous even. They look like they belong in the background and not just as a feature that pops out because it's meant to be interacted with. And it's not just that, but the characters themselves, they look damn good. And I don't just mean the ladies. Even though Red has her hair and her amazing green eyes, the Snow White-haired prince and the facial expressions they use are both comical and fitting for the animation style. While Shirayuki is on the screen, the background is utilized with colors that contrast Red, which intensifies the vibrancy and gives it unreal beauty. This isn't one of those shows with epic fighting scenes. Sure, the prince seems pretty good with his sword, but the main story isn't focused on the fighting and rather on this peaceful fantasy atmosphere. Number 5. Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Even if you're a beginner to the anime world, this name is probably something you might have come across many times, because it is that loved by its audience. Fullmetal Alchemist, as a series, has an incredible story. Brotherhood adds length and new content that wasn't in the original show. That makes it even deeper than the first. The story revolves around 2 brothers, Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric, the former being rather impatient and the latter being absolutely adorable. The 2 of them are trying to atone for their past mistake of playing God and attempting to raise their deceased mother from the dead. If we focus on the animation, it's breathtaking. Smooth movement and nicely detailed backgrounds make the series truly pleasurable to watch. Characters are well designed and the colors are fitting for what the series is. The balance of highlights and shadows are maintained perfectly. They aren't dulled down to the point where one has no idea what's going on, but they aren't exceptionally bright to the point where it would be ridiculous in such a dark show. All in all, it's a deep show with beautiful animation, fantastic story, and some fitting plot twists that are unexpected yet fit into the story perfectly. Number 4. Dr. Stone. The year is 5738. The entire human population was petrified in stone 3 millennia ago. 3,000 years in the future, one kid awakens. This isn't your typical kid. He's Senku. He's 10 billion% a science genius. Civilization has regressed to the Stone Age. Our fearless Senku embarks on a journey to rebuild civilization with science. The animation in this show isn't good. Rather, it's really good. There's so many instances where you see this in action, when a character is being revived or freed from stone, when Senku and the gang are crafting items and tools, when 2 characters are fighting and several others, including a few you'll come across, they're seriously breathtaking. Some didn't like the character designs or character expressions. I found them to be very pleasing, and the expressions were always entertaining. Maybe they thought that some characters looked more unoriginal when many of them share hair colors and clothing designs, but this is the Stone Age we're talking about, so I gave it a pass. Number 3. Tales of Zysteria, the X. Saray is a young human who has spent his entire life living in harmony alongside the Seraphim in the village of Elysia. Fascinated by the myths of the celestial records, he explores some nearby ruins with Mikleo, his childhood seraphim companion, and at that moment, Sorey comes across the kind-hearted and exceptionally beautiful princess whose destiny is now in the hands of Sorey. Beautiful! It is absolutely gorgeous. The special effects, the sound, everything just blends together so well. Frankly, I began to watch this anime because of its beautiful sceneries and animation. Every frame looks like it cost the entire budget to make. It's animated by UFO Table, a powerhouse studio well known for their high quality. Although the storyline is criticized by some, the show does not disappoint a single soul at all when it comes to visuals. In fact, the most loved aspect would be the high-level production. It's basically 3D done right, whether it's the characters' designs, the monsters, Hellions, or intense battle segments. Number 2. Violet Evergarden. Violet Evergarden is a young girl who grew up on the battlefield, treated as a weapon rather than a human or soldier. But the war is over, and having been separated from her only important person, Major Gilbert, Violet must now learn to live in a post-war world. After seeing Otto Memory's doll at work, she too wishes to become one to learn what I love you means. The story makes one smile, makes one cry, and gives one hope as Violet meets different kinds of people, and through their interactions, she grows as a person, hoping one day she'd be able to utter the very words from her heart to her dearest Major Gilbert, which she's trying to understand the meaning of. I'm totally in love with the animation. It was calm, smooth, and refreshing to watch. The backgrounds and settings change consistently throughout the series, from dark towers to starry skies to snow-laden mountains to bustling early industrial cityscapes. Each and every one is breathtaking and gorgeous, alive with motion and ambience. Of all the anime series I've watched the past 10 years, I have little reservation in nominating this series as the crown jewel and pinnacle of what animation can achieve with the right talent and direction. Bad. The word is used in context to explain the badass nature. It means one of a kind. Number 1. Sword Art Online. If there was ever an anime that helped me escape from the stresses of reality and see the world in a brand new perspective, it would be none other than Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online is the anime that opened the eyes of the gaming community to dream of a world of beauty through augmented reality. Starting from plot to animation, soundtrack, and characters, everything's just in sync for me. Some may disagree with me, but we can all agree on one thing. If there's any anime with bad animation, then Sword Art Online is its dad. The animation quality is off the charts. You really feel enveloped by the sprawling, beautiful world, and they'll hammer your feelings with music on big moments. The color palette contains some vibrant colors which are intelligently used with contrasting colors to magnify their beauty. Frankly, I'm speechless. In the near future, I hope we'll all be able to witness the true beauty in the world of Sword Art Online for our very own eyes. And with that, we've come to the end of the video. What do you think about my first video, guys? Please share your thoughts about the video creation, the voiceover, and the content. It'll help me improve my skills greatly. Thank you again for tuning in.